At first, the neighbours thought it was a fire. Smoke rose gently into the cold Swiss night, thin, almost polite, drifting above a quiet village where doors were left unlocked and everyone knew each other's names. But when police forced their way inside the chalet, they didn't find panic. They didn't find struggle. They found bodies, carefully arranged. Some were dressed in ceremonial robes. Some lay in a perfect circle. Some had plastic bags over their heads. And beside them, letters, typed with certainty embedded in the words. They spoke of departure, of transition, of leaving Earth behind. This was not chaos. It was a planned ritual. Hello, I'm Ellie Calderwin. In the early 1990s, Europe and Canada were restless places beneath the surface. The Cold War had ended, but certainty had not replaced it. Institutions felt hollow. Traditional religion felt distant. Science felt cold. A growing number of people, professionals, doctors, architects, musicians, were searching for meaning beyond politics, beyond science, beyond religion, and beyond Earth itself. For them, the answers they sought had to be somewhere in the stars, and they hungered for how to get them. Into this quiet spiritual hunger stepped a secretive group calling itself Order of the Solar Temple. They didn't advertise. They didn't recruit on street corners. They invited people selectively. Membership was expensive, exclusive, elite. And those invited were told they were special, chosen to survive a coming collapse of humanity. At the heart of the order were two men, equal parts mystic and manipulator. One of them was Joseph de Mambro. De Mambro was not charismatic in the traditional sense. He was quiet, authoritative, measured. He claimed to possess ancient esoteric knowledge passed down from secret societies and the Knights Templar. According to him, humanity was being watched and judged by higher beings from the star Sirius. De Mambro positioned himself not as a prophet, but as a guardian of cosmic truth, and everyone looked up to him for answers. Behind the scenes, he was a different man. He controlled the finances of the order to his liking, dictated rituals to the members, and decided who was spiritually pure enough to be part of the group. The other man was Luc Jouret. Where de Mambro ruled quietly, Jouret inspired publicly. The trained physician, Jouret gave lectures across Europe and Canada, blending medicine, New Age spirituality, environmental collapse narratives, and apocalyptic prophecy. He was charming, articulate, convincing. To followers who might have been put off by Mambro, Jouret felt safe. He was not simply making things up as far as they were concerned. He was a man of science who had simply seen beyond Earth. Together, the two men created a system where doubt was reframed as failure and obedience was reframed as enlightenment. Membership in the Order of the Solar Temple was selective and very expensive. Those who were invited felt special to be considered at all. Initiation rituals involved secrecy, hierarchy, and silence. Members were ranked spiritually. Some were told they were chosen to be part of the order. Others were warned they were at risk of being left behind. Behind closed doors, rituals became increasingly theatrical. Sword ceremonies, star charts, references to impending planetary alignment. Then came the turning point. In 1993, disillusionment spread. Some of the prophecies de Mambro and Jouret had spoken of had not come to pass. Members did not understand how their money was being spent. Some of them began asking questions, not only about money, but also about leadership and failed prophecies. De Mambro responded harshly. Those who asked questions were labelled traitors, who had been recruited to sabotage the entire mission. What was this mission, you might ask? The Order of the Solar Temple was built on spiritual awakening and preparation. Its stated purpose was to guide selected individuals toward higher spiritual knowledge, moral purity, and personal transformation in anticipation of a coming global crisis. Members believed they were chosen to help preserve sacred wisdom and usher in a renewed era of humanity. But with the traitors in their midst, de Mambro and Jouret told members there was only one thing left to do: transit. On October 4th, 1994, in Chéry, Switzerland, firefighters entered a burning farmhouse. Inside were 23 bodies. Some had been sedated, some had been shot, some had suffocated. Many were arranged in ritual formation, suggesting planning, not panic. Hours later, another fire was discovered in Salvin, killing 25 more. Then the pattern crossed the Atlantic. In Quebec, Canada, including locations near Morin Heights, additional members were found dead. Investigators discovered letters written in advance. They did not sound desperate. They sounded relieved. The letters claimed Earth had failed spiritually. Sirius was their true home. Their deaths were necessary. But forensic evidence revealed a horrifying truth. Not everyone chose to die. Some were murdered by fellow members, killed to protect the mission. You see, the transit mission was the Order's name for what they believed was a sacred passage from Earth to a higher plane of existence. According to them, death, when carried out through precise ritual and obedience, was not considered suicide or murder, but a deliberate transition. Followers were told their consciousness would leave their physical bodies and travel to Sirius, a star they believed was the true origin and destination of enlightened beings. The mission framed death as escape, purification, and elevation, transforming an act of finality into what members were taught was a necessary step in humanity's cosmic evolution. Behind the manipulation, it is believed Demambro and Jouret orchestrated the deaths of their members to stem impending descent. The world called it mass suicide. Investigators did not. They called it cult-controlled homicide mixed with ritualized suicide. In total, 74 people died between 1994 and 1997, including children. And even after the first killings were exposed, smaller groups within the order continued believing. In 1995, more deaths. In 1997, more transits. The belief system survived exposure. Why? Because the order didn't just promise salvation, it promised importance. Members weren't victims in their minds. They were chosen. And that belief, carefully nurtured, proved stronger than fear. The Order of the Solar Temple did not begin with violence. It began with meaning, with answers, with the comfort of belonging. Its leaders did not demand madness. They cultivated certainty. And in the end, certainty killed 74 people. Quietly, ritualistically, and across 2 continents. Because the most dangerous lies are not shouted. They are whispered to those already searching for something to believe in. I'm Ellie Calderwin. Thank you for listening.